Welcome back, guys. So today is going to be a weird video. So I don't normally do these story time kind of videos because nothing happens in my life that is interesting. But well, I'm just gonna share it with you guys today. So I spoke, oh my gosh, wild ass hair. So I spoke to a person yesterday and ow! And the conversation seemed to be going genuine. I had a look at this guy's profile picture and he said, and I said to him, I said, oh, how old are you? And he said, I've got the messages, by the way, so like, I wanted to make sure if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this right. This got interesting real quick, okay? So we had this general conversation and I said, and I asked him how old he was because it didn't say anywhere. I said, oh, how old are you? And he said, he asked me how old I am. I said, oh, 18. I said, you don't look 16 because he told me he was 16, which by his picture, you could tell he was. But looking at his picture, you could see that he wasn't 16. Like, you could tell he was a weirdo. And then he said, I look so younger, thanks. And he said, I hope you're sitting down for this. He said, you look older than 18. And I was like, thanks, I guess. Like, oh, you know, doing some really passive-aggressive kind of stuff. And he was like, you have to be knocking on 30, to be honest. Do I look like I'm 30 years old, Boo? Do I look like I'm 30? No, I am not 30. Oh, honey, don't you even. Don't you even. And then he told me his actual age, and I think it was like, I think he said he was like 36 or something like that. But anyway, this man who said he was 16 was in his 30s, and I don't have the screenshot for that, but like, I said to him, I said, oh, why did you say you were 16? Because, you know, you're not, so like, why? And he said, because I can. It's called being sarcastic. If you know what that word means. Honey, I'm English, I know what sarcasm is. Most of my vocabulary is made from being sarcastic. Do you not understand what English is? English isn't a language of words, it's a language of sarcasm. Get that through your damn 30-year-old brain, boo. Like, I didn't think, he said, oh, how old do you think I am? And I was like, oh, no, wait, different person. But yeah, I saw his pictures and I was like, yeah, you are not 30 years old, boo. You are not. You are not 30 years old. And by this time, I'd already previously spoken to his friend. Well, his friend spoke to me, I didn't want anything to do with him. And like, he messaged me today. He is persistent with that. Honestly. So, and I said to him, when he said, if you know what that word means, and I said, all too well, thanks. Like, don't come at me saying, A, saying I look 30, by the way, and then B, telling me I'm stupid and I do not know what sarcasm is. Don't come at me with that crap, okay? Don't even start ish with me that you won't be able to finish because, honey, don't even. So, and then after that he said, wait, what? And then he said, then again, you should be used to the word like, then again, you should be used that word, the face like you've got. Yeah. And I said, huh? I'm confused by your incorrect grammar. And then what else did he say, honey? And then he said, then again, you should be used to that word sarcastic or sarcasm with that thing you call a face. Honey, my face is better than yours, boo. I saw your pictures. You ain't that good. And I said, and what's wrong with the thing everyone calls a face, especially mine? And he was like, where shall I start? And I said, at the beginning, naturally. Like, at this point, not only was I getting information from my friends, but at this point, this boy was telling me my face is ugly. Honey, I would understand But you do not look like a damn mosaic picture yourself. So don't come at me saying I look really ugly if you don't look like a piece of Leonardo da Vinci. Period. And he said at the beginning, he said only a face only a mother could possibly love. And I was like, oh, I mean true, but she's dead, so thanks. And he was like, same. And I said, and secondly, my mother was beautiful, so thank you. And it is true, my mother was a beautiful woman. So if you're gonna say here and say a face only a mother could love, if you're gonna drag my mother into this, first of all, do you want to fight? And second of all, my mother is a beautiful woman, so if you're telling me I look like my mother, then honestly, thank you, because that woman was beautiful. And he was like, oh, at least we have something in common. I said, apart from the fact you like to diss talk someone where I want to make friends, because honey, I don't do diss talk. Like, I will diss someone on information that I know is true. But if I saw, this piece of hair needs to get tucked in. But if I saw someone, I'm not that person to walk out. I'm not that person to walk down the street and go, oh, you look really friggin' ugly. Because, well, A, I'm not like that. And B, I don't want to talk ish about other people. Because, like I said, if you're not a mosaic picture, don't come for me. So, and he said, oh, I'm being nice now, so shut up, lol. And translate me, please? So I ignored him. In the message, he said, oh, you ain't interested. Oh my god, get over your ugly self, please. Do you mean my 30-year-old ugly self? You know, that 30-year-old ugly self who you tried to roast, maybe? Who you said only a face a mother could love, which secondly is not true, because my friends say I'm beautiful, and she is not my mother, so how the hell do you explain that one, bitch? And he was like, my mate likes the look of you, God knows why, he goes with anything with a pulse. Honey, your profile picture is with you shirtless, I don't think you could say anything. He said, and I said, no, I'm not interested. I want someone to treat me with respect, not like beep. Which is true, because honey, if you're gonna talk to me with the respect I deserve. I don't have to answer your message. Right now, honey? So I didn't have to respond to your message, but I did. If you had any smaller of a wiener, you would have a vagina. Thank you. No, don't come back. So it was like, oh yeah, and then and I said that, and I said, when you start beeping, dissing, I'm just gonna use that word, I didn't use that word, the way I look, I'm not going to give two issues about people who drag my mother into it, which, like I said before, if you want to fight me, fine, but you bring my mother into this. You bring my mother into this. This is... you taking this personal, sweetie. And he said, oh, it was a saying. It just shows how shallow and juvenile you are. Good luck on your search, because you'll be waiting a long time. I know I'll be waiting a long time. First of all, I don't need you to tell me that. And secondly, like I said, okay, thanks, but I don't know how I'm being shallow when you tell me to get over my ugly face. Never heard that one. Never heard that saying. Never want to hear that saying. Why did you just fall out? Oh my gosh. That is not a saying, honey. That is diss talk. You wanted to at me, and I atted back. Boo. And then his friend who popped up to me, who was like 46, which honestly, don't talk to me because A, creepy, and B, my sister's fiance isn't even 40 yet. That is friggin' disgusting. Like, don't even come at me if you're not like, not in my age range, which is 2 years older than me, I will only go to people 2 years older than me. Maybe 3 or 4 at a push. But if you're like nearly the age of my brother, my dad, or my nan, then just tell him, boy, bye. You know what I mean? And then his friend messaged me and he was like, oh, I guess you're not interested considering you're talking to my friend. I was like, oh, who's your friend? And he sent me his profile pic. He sent me his pictures. And I was like, yo, I'm not even interested. It was only because he was dragging me that I bothered. And he was like, and he actually messaged me again today. And he was like, oh, let me know if you want to meet. And then I didn't respond because I'm not interested. And B, I'm not interested, and C, you're older than my friggin' future sister-in-law, so not interested. And he was like, and he messaged me and he said, oh, well, if you're not going to respond, then I'll just block you. So I went and blocked him anyway, because I thought, I'm not going to sit here and take this threat from a 46-year-old man who's out here telling me to message him or else I'm going to get blocked. What am I missing out on, B? What am I losing? Let me know, what am I missing out with you pedo ass, messaging me and then dissing me? Because I told that person that his friend said that he will go with him for a pulse. And he was like, oh yeah, it's just a joke we have between us. I'm like, keep me out of the joke. Like, don't say stuff to me about your friend, distalking your friend if it's a joke. And then after this message, which I didn't screenshot, but after this message, he turned around and said, oh, it was just banter. And I was like, and he said, oh, it's just banter if you know what that means. Like, and I said, I know what it means. And he said, oh, well, your picture looks really serious. And said, I know what banter means. I'm not photogenic. And that was not banter. And I messaged my friend. I was like, he hasn't earned that banter yet. This was like less than an hour of me talking to him. He hasn't earned those rights to talk banter with me. So, I'm not gonna sit here and for you to say, oh, it was just banter, because it clearly wasn't banter, you know. I have been to college, I am at college, I've been taught banter and abuse. The way you was coming off at me with that and dragging my family into this was not banter, honey, that was abuse, and I decided to fight back against that abuse. So don't come at me saying it's banter, making me look bad, because first of all, I don't care. And secondly, I ain't missing out on anything, am I really? I mean, I survived without you. You came into my life. I decided to talk to you back. And then you're like, oh, well, you know, it was just banter. Like, no, don't play that card with me. If you're in the wrong, just say you're in the wrong. Get it over and done with. Don't be like, oh, well, it was just banter. You might have thought it was banter, but for me, it wasn't banter, and that's why that line is. So, anyway, that's the tea. So, basically, I received this message and I carried on talking to this person because I didn't want to be rude and just ignore them completely. And I think the point to take away from this is that it doesn't matter on what platform you are on, if it's a major or a minor platform. If someone talks to you in the way that you don't like, just fight back, you know. Don't sit there and let them talk about you like that. Because he was telling me to get over my ugly face, which I know I'm not a damn, you know, piece of Leonardo da Vinci. But like, if you're gonna sit there and call me ugly, and then when I fight back, because, honey, it's like I said, I am not a footmat. I am not to be walked over. I've said this before, and I said it again on my Snapchat story. I don't see why people think they could walk all over me just because I message them, or they message me. Like, I message someone because I want to talk to them. I don't message them to be walked over like I'm a piece of furniture. Period. So the story to take away from this is, well, just take away the fact that, like, if someone is talking to you online and you don't like it, either tell them to stop or, you know, if they say something rude, just be like, yo, I'm not having that. And if they carry on, just fight back, because like, you might be seen as a bully, they may portray you as a bully, but if you have that proof that they came at you first, like, yeah, he could have seen it as banter, but to me, I didn't see it as banter. Like, first of all, for me, if you want to banter with me, you've got to be my friend, and first of all, so you've got to know when that line is drawn. He passed that line when he said, I've got a face only mother could love. And, you know, I'm like, don't bring my mother into this, you know, don't bring people into this. If you want to do banter, like, do banter that is true. Don't do banter that you think is made up. Because I could have been an orphan who doesn't know my mother. Like, and he would have said that to me, like, what if I just recently had lost my mother and, like, oh, you've got a face on your mother could love. That could have hurt me in so many ways. So, just don't, like, if you're gonna banter with me, or if I'm gonna banter with someone, just be aware that if someone's bantering with you, tell them that this is not banter, you are hurt by this. Because, yeah, anyway, I'm rambling on. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you like storytime videos or not, let me know. I have a few story times that I will share. I'm gonna share it anyway, because my channel, my post, my decision. Go F yourself. Bye! Okay guys, so this is just going to be a small little thing after my huge video, but I was just uploading it and I realised I didn't talk about something else. So I'm going to introduce this into my videos for the next couple of weeks because of advertising. My college is we're doing this Shakespeare performance, Macbeth, and we've been told to advertise as much as possible, so platform. So yeah, if you guys want to see it, just let me know in the comments below, and you know, I'll hook you up. So hopefully we're trying to get all the seats sold, but they really depends on you guys and if you guys want to see it, so let me know.